Okay, last week we are finishing up. I have a few assignments in here for you. These are mostly things that you will need to do, putting the finishing touches on your course before you start teaching live students. So the first assignment is designing a home page. We've got some examples and different things that you can put on your homepage. My suggestion is keep it very simple. This is what students are going to see when they first enter the course, and they don't need, every single detail about your course. Just keep it to what they absolutely need so that it is not overwhelming to them. There's also information here about how to set up your Canvas course settings so that when you or students enter your course, they are automatically dropped into the home page instead of the modules, which is the default for Canvas. Okay, making a welcome letter. So writing a welcome letter, posting it as an announcement. I've got some information here about how to do that. My suggestion is to post your welcome letter on the Friday before the semester starts. So you don't have to open up your assignments if they're not ready on that day, but it is a really good idea to have your Canvas course open and published with students seeing just the most important things like the syllabus, your welcome letter announcement, and maybe contact information for you, so that when they check their course over the weekend, that first weekend, they're assured that yes, they are in fact enrolled in the course is going, they understand that this is something that they need to show up for on Monday. If you don't open it a few days, at least a day or two before your class starts, you will most likely have students who are emailing you, asking you, what's going on. They really just want to be reassured at that point that they have done everything they need to do to be in the course, and it's going to actually happen. Okay. On the syllabus, I strongly recommend that you use simple syllabus. It just pulls a lot of the required elements into your syllabus. You don't have to use all of the sections of simple syllabus. There are some that you can turn off. So take a look at that. But you don't have to use simple syllabus if you want to just make a, more traditional Word document, Google document, or even just put the information in the syllabus area of your course. Those are also options for you. Okay, and then I've got some more information about making videos here. I had you do a video a couple weeks ago using Canvas Studio, because Canvas Studio is integrated into Canvas. It's kind of an easy thing, a thing that you should know how to do. But I've got some different tools for you to, if you want to use something besides Canvas Studio. You're more than welcome to use Canvas Studio for this if you want more practice or if that's what you're used to. So just pick one of them, and then my suggestion is to just decide which tool you're going to be using, and then just keep using that tool. Don't switch. You're going to get better at it as you go. One thing I do want to point out is this does introduce you to Adobe Express, to that tool. And Adobe Express is very similar to Canva. If you're familiar with that, it does a lot of the same things, except with our district accounts, we can get a pro account for Adobe Express. So you don't have to pay for it. You just log in the same way that you log into your portal. Okay, and then the discussion for the week is to create a video, again, using any tool that you want, and sharing that in the discussion. So your audience is going to be me, it's going to be your peers, and you're just going to walk us through some of the features of your sandbox, what you've put together, what you like most, what you're most proud of, and maybe even discussing some of the things that you still need to do to make your course your sandbox student ready. Okay, before you get to that, I do want to point out the Canvas navigation page. So I don't have a separate assignment for this, but before you show us your course, what this is talking about is this menu over here. And so you're going to notice in the sandbox, in your live course, that there are a lot of these links, these tabs in the menu that are available for students. You really want to turn most of those off. Only the things that students absolutely need, and be really thoughtful, really intentional about what you choose. So for example, I have only modules available. I do not have quizzes or assignments or discussions available because I want you, the participants, to enter the course, enter the assessments and the course content through modules. Okay, so you probably don't want your students just going into files and being able to look through all the files because there may be some things there that you don't necessarily want them to have already, that type of thing. So really think about what you want to show your students. And then the very last thing is the exit survey. This is just some anonymous feedback. There's a few questions here. We have been doing these same or very similar questions for a number of years. So this is the data that we compile that informs us about how to improve the course as we go. Okay, I will be in the discussion looking at your videos. I will be reaching out to you. I know some of you have already started on this last week. Some of you are still kind of even finishing up the week 6 content, the week 6 assessments. I'll be in contact with you and let me know if you need anything or you get stuck or anything comes up. So have a great weekend and I'll be talking to you later. Bye-bye.